evening, and welcome to Dark Sayings. It's a midnight mystery session. I'm running a bit late. I apologize for my tardiness, as I was a bit delayed absconding from work. I arrived home 10 minutes later than I planned, and everything just shifted like the earth sliding under my feet. Anyway, it's good to be back, everybody. How y'all doing? It's Saturday night. It's Sunday morning. It is Dark Sayings Live, midnight mystery session. And, we're talking about, we're breaking open the veil today, man. We're delving into the abyss of 2025. So we're going to talk about some of the topics that were buzzing this week in the areas of the fringe and the strange. I've got my notes over here. I've got all kinds of monitors running and gunning every which way. Let me get this other thing set up on this different monitor because that's not what I want here. Okay, looks like we're all caught up with that. All right, fizzy wigs, and we're doing good. Bibbidi bop. So it's good to see everybody tonight. We got some names trickling in. Let me take a look here. Arlene, Tina Tomaszewski. That's our moderator, Tina, everybody. Thank you, Tina. Fun with Cards, Comics, and Culture. What's going on? Jonathan Rodriguez is hanging out. Mr. MH. The lovely Sherry. How y'all doing? Good to see you. Really appreciate you tuning on in. Without further ado, it is a Saturday night. So of all the places you could be, I'm glad you're here. Anyway, let's get into our first fringe topic of the evening. Cryptozoology. The study of creatures that may or may not exist. Legendary beings. Or undiscovered species. They're always finding something in the oceans or in the rainforests. I think some of these creatures are definitely plausible. Bigfoot comes up quite often in these circles. And I've noticed over the years that these Bigfoot researchers tend to move the goalposts. As a young man, these many years ago, Bigfoot was still an animal for the most part. I mean, it was regarded largely in these circles as an animal. When I think of old Lloyd Pye presentations I'd watch and plaster casts of feet, these were largely regarded as animals. And I think over time, because of the lack of hard evidence proving the existence of Bigfoot, you see researchers moving the goalposts. And over the years, we've heard many fanciful explanations. Things from, interdimensional beings to the ability to create portals and camouflage, so translucent hair that camouflages to its background. They are earth spirits. They are aliens. They are many different things. But, one of the reasons when I decided to go down the road, I'm really washed out here. Let me adjust this lighting. I apologize. So one of the reasons I went down the road of these fringe topics, in fact, was you can't really be wrong about Bigfoot. You know what I mean? There's a lot in this world you can be right or wrong about, but some of these creatures, these fanciful creatures that we regard as cryptids, rather, if you're wrong, you're wrong. And I think a lot of people get this next one wrong. What are we talking about here? First on our cryptozoology resurgence in 2025, elusive creatures unveiled. We've got an overview of a July 2025 post on X. It was a trend about a chupacabra sighting in New Mexico, but it lacked clear evidence. There was a report July 8th of 2025. A local hiker had a blurry video, photos rather, and this creature was described as between being 4 to 5 feet tall and reportedly located near a desert trail. Video evidence dismissed by experts as a coyote with mange. And here's my point. I think quite often we see these kind of coyotes with mange videos. It's like an emaciated canine, some type, whether it's a wild dog or a coyote or a stray, definitely infected with some kind of a skin condition. So they don't look well to begin with. I think from time to time, they'll point out that the paws don't look like dog paws, but raccoons, like remember the Montauk Monster washed up on the beach. Then there was a lot of reports about Plum Island, if you recall. The one and only Governor, that was Schwarzenegger. Jesse Ventura is who I'm thinking of. The body in his now infamous True TV television series, Conspiracy Theory, he attempted to get on a boat and head out towards the island where all that research is done to further the investigation into the Montauk Monster that was so prevalent at that time. Now, the X post regarding this whole story garnered about 10,000 likes, but there's been no follow-up investigation since. However, and this is a bit strange, the sightings coincide with the full moon. What's up with that? And I'll tell you what, I've always had questions about the full moon, regarding the full moon. And years ago, this came up because I was interviewing a group of paranormal researchers. And this was a different channel. This was a lifetime ago. And these paranormal researchers, we're having this discussion regarding these kind of things. And, long and short of it, these kind of things, They come from the realm of folklore. Let's trace this chupacabra stuff back to its origin. So chupacabra first shows up in 1995 in Puerto Rico, associated with the El Yunque and the jungle around it. Now, there are some reports that the initial witness of the chupacabra had recently seen the movie Species, a sci-fi classic from the 90s about an alien who it just is insatiable lust for physical relations and to destroy the partner. Like a praying mantis kind of situation. And the alien was done by Giger, so it looked pretty good. But did the movie have an influence on this woman? Was this story really true? My compunction with the chupacabra, and to get aside of this, I'm sorry I got sidetracked. My compunction with the chupacabra is that initial reports specifically describe a creature with like big bug eyes, like a fly, reptilian kind of in nature, hunched over, spikes on its back, almost humanoid, but not quite. It has arms, it has legs, but the arms seem to be much longer than the legs. It's very different than what we are presented with in the modern era, where every time there's a million videos of chupacabras, I'm not believing it. I don't buy it with these canines and these animals with mange. I'm not down with that. For me, it really is. It's very unlikely, in my opinion, that the chupacabra. I don't know how the chupacabra gets from Puerto Rico to New Mexico to begin with. Like, how do they travel these vast distances? Now, you could say maybe the chupacabra stows away on a boat, gets to the mainland, starts reproducing. And now we've got chupacabras all over the American Southwest of Mexico. But I don't agree with that. I feel like chupacabra will be very much localized specifically to Puerto Rico. Granted, how the modern, and I use modern loosely because to me 1995 feels like it was 2 weeks ago. But like these modern sightings of the chupacabra just don't fit the bill, man. They just don't. And it's very rare you're going to see these like cryptids just paraded out in public. And then it's not happening with any other cryptid. The local news will do stories on these chupacabras. It's like, oh, well, I did a strange piece of news there, Barb. Why don't you tell them what went on down at Orange Square? And it's like, oh, 2 hikers were on a trip. Oh, and they saw a strange creature of legend in the bushes. And then you got these fake chupacabra stories that local news is doing, these fluff pieces. You don't see them doing that with Bigfoots. It's not like people are misidentifying, like a horse as a Bigfoot. Like, that's not how this is going. And I guess a horse is a pale comparison. But, I mean, moose, bear? Like, what else are people confused? I just don't see it. It just seems seems a way to discredit the whole thing. So my speculation regarding chupacabra to begin and end is that the creature is probably either the result of an experiment, the creation of some kind of genetic splicing, or it is extraterrestrial in nature. Either way, I believe it's completely localized in Puerto Rico. So I don't buy any of these stories of chupacabra from Southwest at all. But back to the full moon part. The full moon, how does that play into the chupacabra sighting? And again, to my side point with the paranormal investigation, my question to them at the time, and this was many years ago, was, do you see an uptick in reports of paranormal activity during phases of the full moon? And do they wax and wane with the moon presence? I've never really gotten a clear answer of that from anyone in paranormal, but I haven't asked as many people as I'm making it sound like now. Like, this was a room of like 5 people. And I think I've asked one subsequent researcher in the year since. I don't know if it's been explored. And honestly, I haven't really thought of it in a long time too. So I'm as guilty of not doing the research either. But I would speculate there's got to be some kind of connection between the presence of paranormal activity and particularly moon phases, But again, I could be absolutely wrong in that regard. Let me get some more of my notes moving here. We're going to take a pop into the chat real quick before we move on to our next topic. Anyway, look, I want to see some opinions here. What do you guys think of this chupacabra stuff? Let me see who's hanging out. Jake Carr, my old man, Jake Carr. How you doing, dude? Good to see you, dude. 1 Minute Knife Review. Thanks for tuning on in. Tina's handle in the chat here. Tina's number 3 in the top fan. They got this whole new thing. I don't know. Can you guys see it? I guess you can't. I'm looking at it on a regular screen, and I'm looking at it on my screen where I'm signed in on the back end. So you can't see it. There is a ranking going on behind the scenes. It's a new feature on YouTube. Lets me know who my top fans are. So like if you're commenting and engaged during a stream, it's actually ranking you guys back here on the back end. Like I can see who's top commenter at the moment. And then at the end of the week or at the end of the streams or whatever, I get a whole leaderboard. I'm gonna keep it secret though. I'll keep it secret. We'll keep it secret until like the half-hour point, and then I'll tease you guys with who's on the board because it's funny to me. Like this is wild. I never expected it to be such a feature. It just seems like such a weird thing to add there. Oh man, I lost my notes entirely. Oh Lord, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I don't do this as often as I should. A little rusty, folks. A little bit rusty. I don't know what to say. Give me a second. Let me just get this link here. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, give me a sec, folks. I apologize. I'm very unprofessional. Very unprofessional at the moment. Oh, what a shit show. Regardless, yeah, let me see. I'm checking the notes. I'm doing 2 things at once. I can't multitask because my mind has turned to mush. It's just mushy. Just mushy after all these years. I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's what happens. That's what happens when you when you let your heart win. And that's what I do. I'm out there. I feel too much for these mythical creatures, these chupacabras, these various beings purported to exist out there in the wilds of the world. It's a thing. It definitely is a thing. Could there be all manner of these things? I don't know. But for the chupacabra, I got to say, I think it's only in Puerto Rico. And I want to know about the moon phase thing. So let me get an idea from you guys. Should I throw up a poll? That's what I'm trying to do, like that as well. So that's what I'm doing. Just working on that. Okay. Let's get that poll rocking. Let me get my notes back here. And my fingers are like hot dogs. I feel like I'm on a typewriter using hot dog fingers to create Dewey Decimal cards. I know you got to be old enough to understand that reference, but that's the case. Hey, what's going on here? Red Monarch, welcome to the creep level. Red Monarch's become a channel member. I really appreciate you joining up, Red Monarch. That's freaking awesome of you. It's good to see you, by the way. It's been a minute, been a hot minute since we've all seen each other, and it's good to see that so many of the members of the community are coming back together. Look, I'm just trying to get the bird off the ground again. I got a passion for this. I really haven't had the time, so I've decided the only way to do it is to make the damn time. You know what I mean? So that's why we're here Saturday night, fresh off of work. I'm in no rush. I hope I got enough content to fill an hour. If not, I'll drag it out a little bit. I was going to set, they have a goal thing up here too. I see the super chats coming in. I appreciate them. I'll get to them in 1 second. But they have this kind of feature now where you can set a channel goal during the stream. So I could pick, like, say, a number of super chats I would hope to receive. And let's say that arbitrary number was even, okay, so we're at like 2 now. So let's say the arbitrary number was 2. So I'd also do something in return for reaching this arbitrary number. Let's say something like extend the length of the stream if that's what you guys wanted. So I'm really going to explore that feature yet. I feel like it's kind of like, look, if there were 20,000 of you and it was like less personal than it is, maybe, but like I would just kind of feel like a scumbag being like, hey, really trying to make $40 tonight, dude. You know, like I don't want to be like that. But I do want to let you know about these wild features because I'm just really seeing them over the last 2 weeks for myself. And it's nuts. Okay. What's everybody's ideas about these chupacabras? Let's get to that in a second. We're going to hit the super chats first. Red Monarch, thank you again for becoming a channel member. Much appreciation. We got a super chat coming in hot from Ginger Viking Jesus for $5. Thank you, Ginger. Always a pleasure to see you, man. Glad you're doing well tonight. Fashionably late, as usual. Antediluvian, the chupacabra kicked my dog. Drink, you fools. Drink. Well, thank you very much, Ginger Viking Jesus. I'm very, very thankful, sir. Good to see you. And yeah, I know you sent me a video earlier. I think I watched it, but it didn't stick. So yeah, I'll hit you up later, dude. Thank you. Red Monarch for $5. Red Monarch joining the channel and throwing me a super chat. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Really good to see you. It's been so long, man. I know I ain't been at it in a while, but I'm back. Thank you for the $5, Red Monarch. I'm really, really glad to see you. I'm really thankful. Thank you very much. And let me see where we're at. What's this Bigfoot stuff? Jake Carr, feminine magic, norms, and Valkyries that are based unless strictly dealing with Odin or Mari. Technically, the sun was originally feminine and the moon masculine. It flip-flopped. That is some interesting stuff there, Jake. For those of you who don't know, Jake is well versed in the esoteric. I think your wheelhouse is really like the Norse area of study. So like you can really hunker down with Jake at any point you want, and he's got like a very focused level of knowledge regarding that area of the esoteric. So yeah, always appreciate the input, Jake. Pretty good stuff. He continues. The moon will only be visible at like 3 to 4 in the morning in Libra. In Libra. I can't see so well. Oh wait, I've got it in front of me too. In Libra, which is the 3 norms or Hall of Fours. Am I reading that right? Oh no, it's all blurry down there. I don't even have the night vision on this thing. Hall of Foracetti. All right, you're making it hard on me, Jake. I can't read well enough to see all these crazy words. Speaking of which, I've got a story to tell you guys. Okay, so before we get to the next topic, let me get this. This is directly related to all of you guys. Anyway, so if you will recall, there was a time that I had a P.O. box, and many of you were generous enough to send me all manner of things under the sun, predominantly books. And that's kind of always what I was begging for to begin with, because I love these things. I love a good book. I love the feel of it. I love the smell of it. I love it, just falling asleep with the thing on your face. There's something about it. Walking to an old bookstore, pouring through a library. There's something tactile about it that I really appreciate. I feel at home. I feel comfortable. I feel like there is a quiet safety in a room full of books. And I really do appreciate that. It's like I told this dude at work. There are 2 kinds of people on this planet. There are those who continue to mourn the loss of Alexandria, and there are those who don't know what the F I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I love books. Anyway, long and short, I would feel like it would be a disservice if I did not provide the name of the commenter who sent me the book to begin with, so I can tell this story most accurately and give credit where credit is due. So in that regard, I'm going to go down and find this comment so that we can see what is what. It was from last week's live stream, and it was left by Let me see. Okay, it wasn't held. It was, in fact, published. Okay. I'm sorry. This is very unprofessional. Where is this? All right. It's not there. So unfortunate. I'm just not prepared, everybody. Okay, wait. I'm able to sort it now. Jumping Joseph. All right. Jeepers Scales 7979. Thank you for your patience while I dillied around trying to find that. Jeepers Scales 7979. Jeepers Scats. God, I can't even read anymore. That's why I got these dumb glasses on. I can't see. Jeepers Scats 7979 left me a comment and totally reminded me about all this. I can't believe this was going. My mind got so far away from me. Hey, Pete, you mentioned wanting a book to read. A few years ago, I sent you a book titled Birthright by Timothy Alberino. If it's still in your collection, it's a fascinating read. Now, I left a comment to Jeepers Scats 7979 because the coincidences that occurred blew my mind. So I had no idea who Timothy Alberino was till about 5 months ago. I've been working on a whole angle on this Nephilim stuff, and I stumbled across a video called like The War Before Earth. And it was I think it was a podcast where it was definitely a podcast. I just can't recall the name of it. But they were interviewing Timothy Alberino, and he was really talking about the time period between the fallen angels and like Noah's flood, the antediluvian world. So like, when do the fallen angels really happen? That's vague. Many people think it believes, it happened somewhere before creation or maybe right after, but like it's very vague and there's a lot of interpretation. Either way, Alberino's work spoke to me, dude. Like this guy, he's on the point. He's on the cusp, and he had some interesting ideas. I wouldn't say that it was stuff that I wouldn't have expected others to explore before. Of course, L.A. Marzulli and Gary Wayne. These people have been doing this stuff long before anybody else. But I really like Alberino's perspective. So when I first came across this, it was, it's just a thumbnail that caught my eye with a catchy title about the War Before Earth. I got totally sucked into his work. And I started like finding other videos where he'd done interviews. Discovered that he was really heavily associated with the Blurry Creatures podcast, which is now part of my regular listens. I didn't know that, and that's a hugely popular one too. Never heard of it. So moving right along, for me to go at this point, after I get this comment from, Jeepers Scats 7979, I'm like, what? I start pouring through the bookcase. And now I was concerned. We had some flooding last year, and I had a lot of books that were down there because I don't have enough cases for the books I've got. And I was worried that it might have been in there. But I started pouring through the bookcase, and lo and behold, there it was, dusty, down at the bottom, between some cookbooks and like a history of Philadelphia. Birthright by Timothy Alberino. I don't even know how I got there. And I was like, wow, this is really bizarre. So tomorrow I'm off for the first time in quite a while. And it is a Sunday. So I'm definitely going to reserve at least 20 minutes to begin reading Birthright by Timothy Alberino. I was actually considering purchasing that. It was either that or like I was looking at a book about like a traditional folk medicine. I was interested in some of that stuff. Things like what are some alternatives to like Robitussin? That was my kind of thing. Like, can I put honey and hot molasses in like water? Will that help? Those kind of cures. Those kind of old timey treatments. Because there's definitely properties to them. When you think about it, most of the major products we rely on grow out of the ground. I mean, like, just think about many controlled substances are derived from plants. And one of the most dangerous substances on earth, at least to the human body, is like the excessive sugar. Like, I mean, look at us in the United States with all the sugar. I had a double cheeseburger for lunch recently from a major fast food chain, who's probably the only one with decent fries. And my takeaway was this just tastes like the sweetest, sugariest ketchup I ever had, and like the saltiest, mushiest meat. And like, there's something that I like about that, but is it? Am I programmed like they're putting chemicals in there to make me want that? I don't even know. So anyway, we got a couple more super chats, and I'm digressing from the topics entirely. We're gonna get back on track here. Move right along. Let's get to these super chats. Three-edged sword. Holy smokes! Now everybody, me and three-edged sword go way back. Three-edged sword was the first person I ever live streamed with on YouTube way back in, like, was it 2017, Mike? I think so. 2017. Great dude. He had been working on a massive timeline that really tied in a lot of these esoteric topics together. And personally, man, I think if you got the right artist to put the time in, you probably don't even need an artist anymore. You can probably have the AI do it if you fed the information into it. It could probably print you out a real nice timeline that you could have laminated and sell for a few bucks, because I would definitely pick up one from you. Consider a little side money printing up those timelines. But yeah, it's good to see you. Thank you very much for the super chat. Looks like we're at $19.99. Very generous of you. I can't see for baloney. Everything seems so far away. $19.99. Thank you very much, the three-edged sword. Just want to say, stay awesome. Dude, you're the awesome one. Thank you. Thank you very much. And you know what? I gotta hit you up with an email. We gotta bounce some ideas off of each other. You're sharp as a tack, bro. It's good to hear from you. Thank you so much. And hey, Guru Augie. Guru Augie, one of the mainstays of this community. Augie been around forever, man. It's great to see you. Always a pleasure when Guru Augie turns up. And this is like your second name at this point, right? Because I figure it's always Augie's always been attached to it, but like the Guru part I think came later. Anyway, Guru Augie for $5. Thank you very much, Guru Augie. Hey, Pete, missed you at the community. Glad you are back. I've become a guru under the Yoganardi teachings. Hope you are well, and peace be upon you. Well, that explains it, Augie. Well, thank you very much, dude. I appreciate your peace, man, and peace be with you. So thank you very much, Guru Augie. Good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. And hey, I'm glad you found a spiritual path that speaks to you, I think personally, I'm a little bit conflicted in this regard, and I'll be honest about it. And this has nothing to do with you, Guru Augie. This is a personal thing, and I'm not even using it as an example here. Just, as a Christian, and I'm a Catholic Christian, I do believe, it is my duty under the Great Commission to evangelize the world with the good news. But as an American, we've got freedom of religion, and freedom of religion actually predates America. I was born in the great state of Pennsylvania, the first place in the U.S. that granted religious liberty. When Billy Penn came over here, and he founded Pennsylvania, he granted religious liberty, and that was because at the time, you're dealing with the fallout of the Protestant Reformation and the splintering of all these religious sects and persecution of like Calvinists by Anabaptists and, Protestants and Catholics going at it. It's just a whole kind of thing. People were getting thrown out of windows, man. It was wild. So when they came to America, Billy Penn let people have their freedom of religion. And that's why you have people like Mennonites and Amish. Not only you got, I saw the Unbelievers podcast was in here earlier. I wonder if they're still around. Russ, where the hell you been, dude? Russ, what's up? You okay? Hit me up, dude. Hit me up, Russ. But if you're not a listener of the Unbelievers podcast, I've been fortunate enough to have been included on the last handful of episodes. Second and third chair sometimes, and it's been fantastic. I love working with Russ Ryan. I think that the Unbelievers podcast is a worthy successor to the Unbelievable podcast. I've been unbelieving for over a decade now between these two shows. Great community over there. All said and done. But one of the best episodes of the Unbelievers podcast is the Amish hauntings. Holy shit. Holy shit. I know more about the Amish from that than I ever did in my life. And I grew up in Pennsylvania. So I know that there's like the old beachy Amish. I don't even know what that means. So like there's several varieties of Amish I didn't even know. Check out the episode the Amish haunting of the Unbelievers podcast. You will laugh so hard, you'll shit your car. So, yeah, anyway, moving right along. 2 more super chats, and I promise we're going to get back into the subject here. Before I just saw some three-edged sword. Why haven't I thought of AI to do that? I don't know, man. You definitely should. Did an orb just fly by me? Did I just see an orb? Was there an orb? I got a frog in my oh god damn. I got a frog in my throat. Let me cure it by sucking down this black cherry wishniak. Yeah, listen to me guzzle. Listen to me guzzle sugar water. All right. Raul G. What's up, Raul? Another longtime member of the community. Good to see you, Raul G. $4.99 from Raul G says, hello to you, sir, and Tina. Don't be strangers. Well, we're not. We got this weekly appointment. We're back on track with streaming at least one night a week. I just want to get back into the wheelhouse of what I do, you know. And that's not to say that I wouldn't like to pick up the now defunct Bible stream. We were well into the book of Samuel when I kind of came to a grinding halt at that. So I would either start over with the New Testament or pick up where we left off with Samuel, but I just kind of felt like I was in such a slog. I wanted to do something else and kind of fell by the wayside. Either way, we're back every Saturday night from now on. Okay, so we're good. Unless something changes, but we're going to do this at least once a week. I just want to keep the channel alive while I work on trying to find the time to create other stuff on the back end. I'm not just moving right along. Another super chat. Hey, I'm going to play some games. What's up? Hey, I'm going to play some games. What's going on? How you been? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. But thank you. Hey, I'm going to play some games. $9.99. That's awesome of you. Hey, I'm going to play some games. Hey, I'm going to play some games, says Antediluvian. Now, for those of you who might be unaware of why the name Antediluvian keeps coming up, I've been streaming for a long time. There's a lot of in-jokes that occur over time. But Antediluvian is one that sticks. And I credit the aforementioned Jake Carr with creating this. It's basically, when you hear the word Antediluvian come up in casual conversation on this channel, it can't be intentional for the purpose of, I mean, I guess if you super chatted it can, but I don't ever do it intentionally. If it comes up unintentionally, then you are supposed to imbibe your beverage. So from time to time, you will see people like, hey, I'm going to play some games, and Ginger Viking Jesus does this all the time too. They'll super chat those words, Antediluvian, because every time I say it, you're supposed to imbibe. But again, in the sake of tradition, thank you. I'm going to say hey, I'm going to play some games. And if you do, in fact, participate in the game, then Antediluvian to you. Oh, look, the Unbelievers are back, dude. There we are. Miss you too, Pete. Let's do something next weekend. Let me see. Next weekend, I believe I am off on Saturday. Russ, let's do it Saturday. All right, let's do it. Saturday night. You know what? Dude, I've been listening to your show a lot lately. A lot of back episodes. And like there's some classics, real classics in there. Like some are just real crisp, dude. I'm not even going to tell you because I don't want to spoil it, but I got a great suggestion if you're down. We'll talk about it later. Great that you're here. Thank you, Russ. Good to see you. The Unbelievers podcast, everybody. Moving right along. I'm so far off topic because I'm rambling. But you know what? I am full of energy tonight. I was very concerned I would get home from work and be very tired when we'd be able to do this. So I'm not going to put a time limit on this stream just yet. Traditionally, I stick to an hour when I do these. But to be God's honest, we're already like a half hour in. I did start 10 minutes late. And we're only on the first topic. So if you guys are down to if you're down to clown, as somebody once told me recently, I thought it was the funniest thing I ever heard. If you're down to clown, then we're going to go for a little bit because I got a lot of topics to get into. Okay, cool. All right, I'm with it. I'm with it if you bout it. Okay, let's get these notes pulled back up. See where we're at. See what's shaking with the bacon. Speaking of bacon. Many of you know I'm a father. Sometimes kids are picky eaters. Sometimes they can be picky eaters. And when I'm trying to convince my kids to eat some shit, I tell them it's something that it's kind of like, but not necessarily is. So, case in point, Canadian bacon. One of my kids loves bacon, and doesn't eat as much meat as they probably should. We try a lot, but kids are picky. Maybe it's a texture thing. I don't know. Some people don't like stuff. I didn't eat eggs for 20 years, and then one day I was like, man, I love these things. But I was really recently able to parlay the bacon into Canadian bacon, and I'm thinking maybe hams on the horizon. We'll see. Keep moving along. But hey, I've had Canadian bacon myself in a while, and that stuff's pretty damn good. Apparently, people put it on pizza too, which I guess like Hawaiian pizza, you get that Canadian bacon and that pineapple. Weird. All right, 2 more super chats coming in, and then we're back on topic number 2. Okay. Where we at? Ginger Viking Jesus for $10. Why not expand your wheelhouse to secretive government programs? Dark Winter, Mockingbird, Eldest Sons. Dark Winter is some scary shish kabibble. Reading about it gave me the heebie-jeebies. I'm so sorry to hear about your heebie-jeebies, Ginger. I think if you go down to the drugstore, you might be able to buy a cream for that. Perhaps a medicated powder to prevent it from happening in the future. But yes, I don't know much about the heebie-jeebies, but I am well-versed in many of these kind of secret programs. The fact of the matter is that there are many who address these things in a much more concise manner than I could, and who are more well-versed in the nuts and bolts of how these kind of programs interact and affect our lives. And personally, my interest has always lied more in the realm of the high and strange. High strangeness is a deep fascination for me. The more bizarre or the more ancient, the more I'm interested. So we all know what the hell's going on behind the scenes. If you are here, you are obviously paying attention to that kind of stuff. And I don't want you to come here and me to be doom and glooming you, because believe me, I could. I've been considering doing a whole series of shorts where I just cry about AI, where I'll put up an AI headline and I'll weep, and I will weep for humanity. That'll be my whole series. Yeah, you send me a letter, give me something to cry about. I'll open the mailbox every day and I'll cry in the street, blubbering and urinating myself. I don't know. Ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, Ginger. I mean, I've covered a few of those from time to time, but after all the bullshit between 2015 and like January of this year, I don't want to deal with the nonsense. You know how many videos they took down? You know how many videos I got taken down in 2015 and 2016 because they weren't correct for the friggin' culture or whatever? And I've had people call me all kinds of horrible stuff when I do things like that. Like I'm some kind of freaking monster, like you can't point out facts to people because it hurts their feelings, and they don't want to hear about history because it hurts their feelings. So when people get butthurt and it becomes feelings over like what's like, I don't know when we became so driven by emotion. Like I think that like there's a place for it, obviously, but like nobody's even rational anymore. Like people don't even have this capacity to like think and shit. Like it's wild. But yeah, no, I don't want to go down that dark road because believe me, I mean, it's real easy for me to get like a rant and raving and all doom and gloom. And you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear me do that. You want to tune in and have a good time. We're having a good time here. We're talking about weirdo stuff. I got Bigfoot on the dock, and I've been 10, 15 minutes. I'm trying to get to Bigfoot now. So like, no. I mean, there's a time and place for that. And I would love to do, stuff like that, maybe down the road in a different series. I did tackle topics like that in the past. I mean, everything from like the Tavistock or the Jason Society, the Order of the Quest. I've looked into all that kind of stuff. I've interviewed Freemasons and Rosicrucians. I've done it. The videos aren't up anymore because I privated everything before the rebrand. But like, it's done, dude. Like I don't know. Like I'm having a hard time rehashing the old stuff. So it's more about paving a new trail now. You know, the past is gone, dude. We're going forward. This is the future. This is the fucking future. Okay. But I appreciate it, Junior. $10. Thank you very much. And also, since we're halfway through, well, I don't even know if we're halfway through, but I will. You want some buzz on who's on the leaderboard that I mentioned earlier? All right, I'll give you a hint. Let's see who's on the leaderboard. We're gonna check it out. Okay, top fans. Let's get the report. Let's get the report here. All right, we're gonna look at number. Well, how about this? Tina rounds it out at number 10. Tina's down there at 10. Tina Tomaszewski down there at number 10. So Tina's on the board, everybody. Tina's on the board. That's where you're at, Tina. You're on the board, Tina. So good. Glad on you. Glad on you. And I'll tease number 9. Number 9 on the board, the real Tony Nasser. What's up, Tony Nasser? Good to see you, man. Tony Nasser's my homeboy, everybody. Know Tony Nasser for a long time. Met him on some comics books, YouTubes. And he's well versed in the comic books. But Tony Nasser, he's down under, you know, the land where they eat kangaroos and punch each other, you know. Yeah, he's down there. But I like to send Tony reels of the madness that occurs in Philadelphia. Because that's where I'm originally from, and I grew up over there, and it's like, Gotham without Batman. So like all these videos that come out of Philly are nuts. So I send them down to my buddy old Tony every day. Good stuff. Holy smokes, is Deranged Lunatic. Again, thank you, Ginger. Deranged Lunatic with a $1.99 super chat. Thank you very much, Deranged Lunatic. Good evening, everyone, and Antediluvian. It's good to see you, Deranged. Deranged been hanging around forever, too, so thanks for showing up tonight. Hey, I see DJ Lewis down there. Hey, DJ Lewis, what's cracking, man? Good to see you. Ooh, my shoulder's out of whack, everybody. All right, banging on to topic number 2. Thank you for hanging out tonight, everybody. Again, I do appreciate it. So, we're rolling on down the line to the next topic of a Bigfoot. Now, here's some facts. Discussions have seen a 20% rise in Bigfoot reports per web paranormal forums. And maybe this is because of drones. Maybe we're seeing more Bigfoots because there's more drones out there filming from the sky. This has been an increasingly marked a progression in Bigfoot sightings within the Pacific Northwest. Over 50 reports since January of Bigfoots. Many sightings are linked to drone footage, as we aforementioned, per a forum thread in June of 2025. One particular video displays a 7-foot-tall figure, which was later identified as a bear. So again, the whole bear thing comes into question. Look, bears are I have always said this, dude. Bears are monsters. I don't care, dude. A bear is the definition of a monster. It is what if you asked a child to draw what a monster is, and they had no idea, they would draw a bear. A monster. Bears are monsters. It's just they fit the bill. They fit the bill in every way. It's 7 foot tall. It's covered in hair. It's got giant claws. It's got friggin' teeth. It's fast as hell. It climbs trees. It won't stop. It lives in a cave. It sleeps in the winter. It's a monster. It might as well be hoarding gold. It might as well be working for leprechauns. It is a monster. Bears, get out of here with that nonsense. So, Jesus, bears. Friggin' monsters. 7-foot figure later determined to be a bear. And many theorize that the advancements in drone technology have led to more of these misidentifications. An additional poll on a forum, these unnamed forums, I don't know where this is all coming from. I'm cheating, everybody. I'm cheating with the AI to find all this junk out. I'm not doing research anymore. I'm an AI slob. You can do this yourself. Why are you watching me? God damn, I'm a fraud. Oh God, they're gonna find out I'm a fraud. My plan to memorize all this crap from these damn books I read is backfired. Now my head is full of nonsense. Okay. Anyway, these forum polls show a 60% of the population believe in Bigfoot despite skepticism. And that's just the Bigfoot stuff. This is all like The cryptozoology is out of control, man. So I'm so sorry. I should have muted. I'm just coughing in your ear. I do that to Tina all the time. Oh, I dropped the cap to my soda. That means I'm going to spill my soda on the computer and probably get electrocuted like Steve fucking Urkel on Family Matters. Maybe I'll turn into Rico Suave or whatever happened to Urkel back then. You know, there was a cool Urkel. There was regular Urkel, and then there was cool Urkel. Like he went in the phone booth and he came out cool Urkel. That's good stuff. They don't make them like they used to. They don't make them like they used to. God damn it. Oh, Christ. Okay. So moving right along with this whole cryptid thing, the cryptid sightings are up. They're seeing chupacabras. They're seeing Bigfoots. And what's going on here? Mothman. Tales of the Mothman reemerging in 2025 media. First documented in Point Pleasant way back in 1966. There were TV specials aired within 2025, recently reviving interest with reenactments. Many people report on X, rather, similar red-eyed beings sighted in Ohio. Well, they just legalized weed over there. So, yeah, I know a little thing about that. Of course, the Mothman is linked to the collapse of the Silver Bridge that occurred in 1967, a tragedy for the people of Point Pleasant, a real disaster. Many people lost their lives, just a real shame. It was like right around Christmas, just awful failure of a bridge. And many people reported it was like the 13th bolt on the 13th beam that like failed. They say the Mothman was on the bridge. The Mothman sightings that occurred there. Again, the unbelievers who are in the chat right now have done a lot of Mothman stuff. They went to the festival one year, did stuff live from the festival. Really good stuff, really good content. I know there's some super chats coming in. I'm not missing them. I'm just kind of trying to get through some more of the topics before I address them again. So I appreciate you guys. I will get to all of them. Just trying to do a little show in between. Not that I'm complaining. Okay. All right. Where are we at? Silver Bridge. Google searches in July of 2025 for Mothman increased 25%. So people are buzzing about the Mothman, and maybe the Mothman's buzzing around you. Buzz. Yeah. Skeptical views of the Mothman. Many believe it is misidentification, possibly wildlife, or a hoax per analysis in the modern day. A July 2025 study cites 80% of cryptozoological cases are explainable. Hoaxes include staged chupacabra photos using costumes. And again, that brings us back to our chupacabra thing that I was complaining about. Wildlife experts note bear and elk misidentification in forests. Drone hoaxes rose 15% in 2025 per a web security report, and lack of DNA evidence undermines most claims. Now, I don't understand why there's lack of DNA evidence. There's always Bigfoot hairs being examined by somebody. Somebody's always got a tuft of Bigfoot hair from roundabout ways. All right. My shoulder is killing me. I think I've developed arthritis in it. I don't know what's going on. I know I've got it in my foot because the foot doctor told me so. But whatever's happening there is happening here, and I feel like a creaky old wheel. Oh, all right. Let's see. It's my mousing arm too. That's how I do the mouse-a-roo on the old PC. Okay. Let me check. Here I am. Let's see. Red, ginger, red guru. LG. Stories lunatic. All right, where we at? Okay, we got that one from Ginger about the government programs, then Deranged, where he was anti-deluding us, moving around along. I'm seeing, hey, I'm going to play some games for $9.99. Thank you again, hey, I'm going to play some games. So, hey, I'm going to play some games. Says, dude, I spent hours deep diving with AI, and I got it to tell me that the Anunnaki are Bigfoot and Satan is in orbit around the Earth, and the government knows we live in a simulation and they know how to exit it. That's wild. I don't even want to get down those rabbit holes with AI because then I'll contract the heebie-jeebies the way Ginger did earlier, and I'll need the powders and creams. I'm just saying, I don't want no heebie-jeebies. Medicated powders, medicated powders, medicated powders, Asper cream. Oh God, I'm feeling silly tonight, folks. I'm feeling silly. It's got nothing to do with the bong rips I was doing right after work. Okay. Move right along. The question I have for you guys, we're going to put up a poll here because I liked how we did that last week with the polls in the chat. I think that's a lot of fun. Keeps it interactive, keeps us guessing, and it gives us it's a finger on the pulse of what's cracking here, you know. So let's see. We're going to put up a poll. How the hell do I do that again? Start a poll. Here's the question. You ready? You ready? Why is my caps lock on? God damn. All right. Poll is up. Here's the deal. I want to know whether or not you believe these cryptozoological creatures are real or myth. I want to know. I want to know what's down. I want to know what's down. I'm down. Let's know. All right. Okay. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna play some games. $1.99. Hey Pete, did you see my last super about Bigfoot? Scanning up there. The last one I see from you is a good evening and antediluvian. Nothing regarding Bigfoot there. Hey, I'm gonna play some games, but I do appreciate the super. Thank you very much. Hey, I'm gonna play some games again for another $1.99. He says either way. Hey, you bet your sweet ass for cream. Thank you. Hey, I'm gonna play some games. Ginger Viking Jesus for $5. Thank you very much, Ginger. Squatch hair samples get absconded with, destroyed completely, or become miraculously tainted to gain the intended inconclusive results. Good point. Good point. Pardon the interruption. Okay. Where are we at? Okay, we got a poll up. Question to you is what's real, what's not, what's myth, what's monster? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be, folks? Yes or no? No. Let me sleep on it. I listened to the entirety of Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell yesterday night. I was driving around, chafing down Lucky Strikes, Bat Out of Hell on the radio, pumping in the Bluetooth. That's right. Jim Steinman, great songwriter. Meatloaf, hell of a crooner, if you will. Quite a powerful voice. Great album from start to finish. All right. Okay, just want to make sure I was all caught up. All right, we got the pole up. Stroll up with the pole up, right? Whoa, I don't know if you could do that. Do that in the street. They're going to get you for indecent exposure. So, shit. That's a good t-shirt, though. Stroll up with the pole up. I better jot that one down. Maybe a bumper sticker for you. You go, hey, I'll share that one with the world. I do like the smiley face guy that was on all the Hallmark bags in the 80s. That 60s smiley face Watchmen cover. You know what the hell I'm talking about. That nonsense. Yeah, everybody, you can use that one. Stroll up with the pole up. Fuck. All right. How's that poll doing? Let's take a look. Here we at. 3-minute poll. That's what we should do. We should call it the 3-minute poll. Just time it as fast as we can. We got 17 votes. How many people we got here? So that's about half of you. Half of you voted in the poll. I appreciate that. Hey, I'm gonna play some games that just caught my eye. This comment down here. I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. What would Meatloaf do? I don't know. But that was a very popular song when I was on like 9th grade. Very big song. Maybe 10th grade. Maybe, I don't know, right around there. Yeah, very popular back then. Hugely popular. I don't even know why. It's so bizarre. Of all the things that happened in the 90s, there's 2 things I think are super weird from the 90s. There's a lot of like fads that make sense for the time if you look back. But the 2 weirdest ones, and I don't know, Meatloaf coming basically back out of obscurity. Like, he had some charters, but like he's not like the biggest star in the whole damn world. He's friggin' Meatloaf. He comes roaring back in the 90s with a Bat Out of Hell sequel. Like, you know what was good about that album? It was so great. Let's do a second one. We'll title it Bat Out of Hell 2. We'll pump it full of these Jim Steinman songs. And it was, number 1 with a bullet, dude. Everybody was like, yeah, I won't do that. Like, it's great. And the video, like, Meatloaf's a monster gargoyle man. And he's on a Harley Davidson. Crazy nonsense. Crazy. So, yeah. Hell, Meatloaf parlayed that into an acting career. He's in like Swayze's last movie, Black Dog, which I did have on DVD because they don't make them like they used to. Who's in that one? Is it Randy Travis or Travis Tritt? I can't remember. I don't know country back in the day like that. I don't know country like that now. But I digress. The other weird thing in the 90s, the swing thing. But I'll tell you what, I had a couple big bad Voodoo Daddy records. I had some Squirrel Nut zippers, like I had that shit. But it was weird. Why did that happen? Like, where did that come from? This was some executive sitting there in one of the boardrooms going, you know what we can do? Let's sell them some swing. Like, I don't know why they're talking like it's the 40s because of the 90s. Yeah, sell them some swing, see? Well, I mean, that's exactly what you're doing. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to me. Weird stuff. Anywho, let's check out the poll. With 21 votes, real creatures or modern myth, 81% of you say real, with 19% declining their reality and purportedly believing it is a myth. So it looks like the majority of this community does believe some strange creatures exist out there. And I can't blame you because there are many reports of many strange things out there in the world. All right. My God, I just can't quit sniffling into the microphone. I bet you love it. I bet it's the best sound you ever heard. I bet it's not disgusting at all. Now you're going to pay attention to it. Every time I do it, you're going to cringe until eventually you get sick of looking at my fucking face. All right, now I'm calming down now. Anyway, where are we at? Okay, so real. Everybody thinks they're real. Anybody got any personal sightings? That's a question. Have any of you ever seen a cryptid or suspect you may have even caught a glimpse of a cryptid? Lesser Logic, how you been? Lesser Logic, I just caught the tail end of your comment about the YouTube videos of extinct animals. Have you seen that? I think the channel is called Extinct Zoo. Yo, I think that's the name of the channel. Like, I'm not really positive, but I think it's called Extinct Zoo. And like, I got sucked into this channel like a tornado. It was all like dinosaurs and therapsids and like how dangerous the ocean was in the Permian period. Like, it's wild. Like, these artist renditions of these like prehistoric creatures, claws and teeth, and like alligator dogs. Those were a thing, like it was weird stuff. I always think that if space is real and there's life out there and they have a powerful enough telescope and they're far enough away and they looked at the Earth. Oh my goodness. Okay. We still here? Okay. All right. We still rocking in the free world here? Let me see. What will it be? What will it be? Yo, that reminds me of Michael McDonald, who has a hell of a voice. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. One of the pages crashed while I was, watching the chat go by. And I was very concerned for a moment. The whole stream went down. So, I'm glancing back and forth between monitors, hoping everything's okay. Oh, poop shoot. Anywho. I wonder why. I think I know the reason. Here in 2025, we're still fascinated with the unknown. For real, most of like the planet's been mapped and cataloged and scurried over and modeled and traced and drawn. Like it's been done. The technology exists now to do things that were never capable to do in prior eras, between satellites and LIDAR and radar and, all manner of methods. Mapping is pretty good. Now, of course, there's places that are inaccessible, to people because the terrain is dangerous and the climate is rough, of course, But, anyway, I digress. If you could look back far enough from out in space and you saw this planet in the distant past, it would legitimately be a planet of monsters. If you buy into the dinosaur thing, it would legitimately be a planet of monsters. Now, I'm not saying I don't buy into the dinosaur thing because, of course, the devil put the dinosaurs in the ground to trick you. But the dinosaurs, you're basically talking about monsters, the planet of monsters. Like, so at one time, this whole joint had no people on it, but had 20-foot monster lizards that were just feet and mouths running around. They couldn't even use their little ass arms to do nothing. That's crazy to me. It's just wild. So, with that in mind, why are we so fascinated? Because of the escapism. I know that's why it fascinates me because, I addressed the doom and gloom earlier. I don't want to focus on that. For a little bit, we can focus on crazy stuff like kitchen goblins or shoe elves. I mean, who cares? Like, I don't care. I don't care about these fantasy creatures, whether or not they're real or not. Who gives a wild rabbit's foot? Who cares? Who cares? It's fun. It's fun. It's fun to just forget about everything for a minute and wonder about, I don't know, the pyramids or Bigfoot or whether or not they're spacemen. It's just, I find comfort in that because it's a distraction. And it's also a mental exercise. I feel that like, I only really discovered recently that most people don't have an internal monologue. It's like up to a third of like all people don't do that. And I think that's so weird. Like, how do you think? And like, I guess they report they see images and stuff, but like, I don't know. There's like a motor mouth running in my head at all times. And I just assumed that was normal. Like I'm narrating my day in my own head, like some damn, sportscaster in the 60s, So yeah, I mean, it's weird stuff, but, I don't know. It's a fascination. So we get down to it, right? We can get down to it because it's funny. It's fun. It's fascinating. All right. Another super chat, I think, coming in here. There we go. From Hammer to Play Some Games. Can we dedicate an entire hour to just talking about Albert Ostman and his account of being kidnapped in his sleeping bag and taken to a family of Bigfoot, parentheses, feet? Albert Ostman's story is wild. It is a wild tale. We could probably talk about it for a little bit, but I don't know, like without a dramatic reenactment and a camera crew and like some Bigfoot costumes, I don't know how we're stretching this thing out to an hour. I mean, maybe I could make puppets. Maybe I get into some Etsy puppets or I don't know, what's a Hackables website or something. No, I made some puppets, Bigfoot puppets. Reenact the famous Bigfoot shootout at the OK Corral. No, I don't know. No, Albert Ostman. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. Poor Albert Ostman. If you're not familiar with Albert Ostman, everybody, he was kidnapped by a Bigfoot. He was a sleeping bag and he woke up and he was carried off by a Bigfoot. Like, I mean, what would you do, dude? What would you do if you woke up at some 9-foot like troglodyte as you slung over his shoulder and he trucking through the woods? Like, just you gotta imagine Bigfoot's not like walking a path. Bigfoot's plowing through everything in front of him. You ever see a video where Bigfoot takes off? It looks like a bulldozer going through the brush, man. It's crazy. Crazy. Oh, Mr. Mackey 2099 Ape Canyon. Is that the one where the working guys were in the log cabin and the Bigfoots were throwing giant rocks at the place? I think that's the one you're talking about. That's another crazy one too. I heard once there was like a Battle Mountain incident too, or something like that. Something that involved like wildfire, and they had sent in like military personnel to rescue injured Bigfoot because they were aware of their existence, and that's who they were using to save the Bigfoots. And like, I don't know how real it is. I don't know. Could the Bigfoots be out there? I'd like to see one. I'd like to see a Bigfoot. I'd like to do it. I know some of you out there might say, I want a Bigfoot burger, but that's not right. You shouldn't eat a Bigfoot. You shouldn't do it. It's not right. It's a Bigfoot. Shouldn't eat unicorns. Yeah, there's probably a lot of fanciful creatures you shouldn't eat. Some will probably make you pretty sick, I imagine. Yeah, some are probably not good for you. So yeah, avoid legendary creatures on the menu. If you go to like if you're ever like in the land of Oz and you go to some restaurant and they're like, yeah, we got like I don't know, like Oompa Loompa steaks, then don't do it. Don't do it. You probably shouldn't do that. All right. So I don't know. We're gonna take this poll into consideration. Maybe that's something we can follow up on. Maybe we could spend some time. Like we're just talking about. Maybe an hour about some cryptid encounters would be feasible. We could do a follow up show where it's just a cryptid stuff. Yeah, I'm down with that. Definitely. So let's do this. I'm gonna ask everybody a question. Just reply with one word answer. Okay? One word answer. All right, everybody ready? Here we go. If you had unlimited resources and all the personnel required to successfully capture a cryptid, which cryptid would you choose to hunt? Let's take it to the chat. Let's see what we got. Now, we presume we're taking this cryptid alive. That's the goal. I mean, if the sea serpent tries to start eating you, then maybe you got to defend yourself. But if you can catch it in a net first, that's what you should do. And obviously, like I said, you shouldn't eat a Bigfoot. Shouldn't do it. Tina says don't eat a chupacabra. She's right. They're probably bad for you if you eat them. You probably get sick. Okay, where are we at? Mr. Mackey 2099 has responded with Bigfoot. Okay, we got some Bigfoot action. Yeah. Bigfoot would be a good one, Mr. Mackey, because I'll tell you what. It's like, a lot of these guys are in it for fortune and glory, right? The first guy to capture Bigfoot, you're going to go into history books to prove that Bigfoot was real. And they'll mock all those who said Bigfoot didn't exist, Can you imagine cracking open a history book in like 40 years and like, oh, that was the day they found Bigfoot, What if Bigfoot could talk? What if he came out like quoting Shakespeare? Like, I found a book in the woods. I taught myself to read. by the moonlight. By the light of the full moon. I read Shakespeare and discovered I too was Frankenstein. Oh, dude, Russ, are you still here? Okay, so Russ Ryan, Unbelievable Podcast. I forget what episode it was. There's one episode of your guys' show where I don't even know what team it was, because they do a lot of episodes on the show where it's like mountain men and Alaskan wilderness and all these different like monster hunting teams. But the one guy, I don't know what it was. I don't know what episode. If you could tell me, I would gladly let's do it again. But the man pronounces Sasquatch like he's trying to say it the right way, but say it the wrong way, you know, like, and I think that's exactly how you put it on the show. Because he doesn't say Sasquatch, he's like Sasquatch, you know, or like he's trying to like an academic would pronounce it if they were trying to do it in the native, like even though it's not a native word, like it's just crazy talk. It's very funny stuff. I think about it all the time. Sasquatch. I am a studier of the Sasquatch. Like, what? What the fuck? Oh, it's bizarre. Okay. So yeah, we got some Bigfoot hunters in the chat. Anybody a Loch Nesser? Anybody a Loch Nesser monster? Oh my God, Mr. Mackey. What? Hold on. Augie's hunting lizard people. Augie's gonna hunt some lizard people. Go for it, dude. V, like that the old mini series. V. Those were lizard aliens. Yeah, him replacing the name's Draconians. That's right. Today's Lunatic's gonna hunt the rake. The rake of all things. I feel like they're very dangerous. I feel like they're very feral. Like maybe they started out as feral people. Who knows? Are they spectral in some way? Changeman, Curmudgeon, Leviathan. Could you imagine? I think the Leviathan would be like a real like Godzilla type event. Like, oh no, the beast of the sea has risen up out of the ocean and he's destroying the world. You know, like that. That's gonna be crazy. Sasquatch. All right, let's see what else we got. It's there's so many bizarre stories out there of these different creatures, and I really do find them fascinating. To some degree, I can believe that if not in the past, ancient past, at the very least, there had to be some kind of things, you know, that relate to the existence of these weird creatures. And likewise, like how far-fetched is it that perhaps there was some kind of North American lowland ape that was able to elude, you know, detection even in the modern era? Is that possible? Maybe not. Maybe they're working with the Bigfoot now, you know? Maybe they got Bigfoot doing math problems somewhere. Like, we fed this Bigfoot a pound of psilocybin mushrooms, and now he does math. You know, like, it's crazy. You know, I don't know. All right, let's get on to the next topic. Let's get on there. I'm just rambling about Bigfoot's doing math. Okay. All right, we got that down. Okay, we're moving on to the next topic. We are back in the streets and back on the sheets. Okay. Esoteric technologies. And I find this really fascinating. I hadn't really considered this one before. You know, we always think of esoteric technology as like ritual items, I guess. You know, various accoutrements to accompany the practice of ritual worship. Whether this be for a single deity or a pantheon, you know? So yeah. Okay. So here's what we got. Exploration of a July 2025 web report on a quantum ritual device claimed by occult tech startups. Launched by Mystic Tech on July 3rd, 2025. Priced at $499. Claims to channel 0-point energy for rituals unproven. Features a crystal interface marked on X with 5,000 pre-orders. Lacks peer review testing, as per July Skeptic blog. Tied to a crowdfunding campaign that raised $100,000. That's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, we'll see. There's also these spirit communication apps, these AI spirit communication apps. Launching in 2025 is one that's got unverified results. It was developed by Spirit AI, released on June 15th of 2025. Uses voice recognition, that's kind of scary, to interpret spirit voices with over 10,000 downloads. Users of X reported mixed success, while some calling it a placebo. No scientific validation per a June 2025 tech review. And app costs $9.99 with premium features at $19.99. I got something in my throat, damn. Okay. All right, so sorry. All right, here we go. Next up, I lost my place, something in my throat. Links to 25 discussions. Tesla's lost papers. This is wild. Let's get into this one now. Okay. We got some Tesla's lost papers going on here. Hinting at esoteric energy, but this is speculative. A thread started on July 2025 by Tesla Lore with over 2,000 retweets claims papers mentioned etheric power lost since 1943. No archival evidence has been found per a 2025 historian's rebuttal, and it fuels occult tech narratives with a 15% engagement spike online. Speculation ties to 2025 energy crisis discussions. Now, here's some critical takes. There's no peer-reviewed data to suggest marketing over substance. A July 2025 IEEE statement claimed pseudoscience. Mystic Tech sued in 2024 for false advertising. The case is ongoing. User reviews on X show a 70% dissatisfaction rate, and experts suggest placebo effects drive perceived efficacy. There's been regulatory scrutiny expected by the year end of 2025. Now, do you think technology could unlock the mystical? Let's see what you got to say. Can technology unlock the mystical? Jonathan Rodriguez, is the Large Hadron Collider considered esoteric technology? I don't know if one could necessarily say that that is specifically esoteric technology. In one hand, it could be because it's not something like every person can just have. So there is an esoteric aspect to it. The knowledge to operate it is probably very specialized and compartmentalized within various departments. It does probably require an enormous amount of funding based on its size. I don't know if I want to be caught in the time loop of a collider, like I don't want a quantum leap situation going on. I think that's what's likely to occur if you get in that kind of situation. And I don't know, what do you think? Like, if you could use technology, let's say there was some type of interface you could use to collaborate with, the etheric world and the technological one, or do you think one would overtake the other? I think that's quite a possibility. It feels like the physical automatically absorbs the non-corporeal aspect of us. So yeah, weird thoughts, weird deep thoughts. That's what we get into. Yeah. So there is some talk maybe of a upcoming tech occult summit. So we might see some of these various groups get together and discuss the future of tech. So sans any type of well, I mean, I guess including rather than sans, including this pursuit of the occult powers. So yeah. So yeah, let's move right along. Do you think that okay. Do you think that the encroaching power of this kind of technology, do you think that there's a spiritual component to it? I feel like, I don't know. There's the first thing that comes to my mind is like the concept of demonic possession. Could theoretically, if you had like and look, there's some weird science going on out there between like what they can do with a single cell and how they can make it operate this, that, and the other, how they can program these things. It's very strange. A lot of it's way over my head. I try to understand the basics of stuff just so I can keep up with some of these stories I read. But it's very, very specialized stuff. It's very bizarre. It's like almost like it might as well be wizards with magic books. Like it's like an oracle almost. Like these things, this AI stuff it's going to revolutionize everything. It's almost like a scary time. It's going to be like worse than when they built coal plants and got rid of horses for like cars. Like it's crazy. We'll see. We'll see how the world reacts. Okay. I think that over time you're going to see more skepticism about machine like learning and how much people actually want that going on. So I don't know. We'll see. All right, moving to the next topic. We got some super chats. I'm so sorry. I'm distracted here. Okay. Oh, Ginger says a Grafton monster burger. Oh, sorry, I'm reading that choppy. A Grafton monster burger with bacon, grilled onions, barbecue sauce, and cheddar sounds like it'd be a culinary delight. I would be hard pressed to disagree with you, sir. A delicious burger is always a culinary delight. Can't go wrong. I've had some pretty good burgers over the years. Well, back in Philly, there's a spot called Sketch Burger down in Fishtown, like right off of what's that, Gerard Ave, I guess. And I was there a couple times. Their food is phenomenal. I don't even know if they're still in. I think gotta still be in those. They were so good. Yeah, good spot. Good spot. Okay. Next topic. We got ancient uncharted structures in 2025. A June 2025 discovery of submerged pyramids off Cuba per National Geographic, dated to 2000 BC, located 600 meters underwater near Havana, found on June 12, 2025. Estimated to be 100-meter base long, suggesting a large complex. Carbon dating pending, but initial estimates point to 2000 BC. The post by the National Archive garnered 50,000 likes in a week. Dive teams reported unusual symmetry, fueling debate. And this could this be something more than that? What's going on with that? What are these the ruins of something? Are these the ruins of something else? And even deeper, check this out as we rattle right along. July 2025, all over X, there's claims of a hidden temple in Antarctica awaiting verification. I was making videos about that. How long ago, Tina? Back in 2016. That's why my bread and butter was all those Antarctica secret temple videos, all that stuff. But yeah, that's probably down there. Maybe they'll unveil it. That might be it. We've been waiting a long time, but maybe now's the time. They'll go, oh, no, we found it. Ancient civilization under the ice. All of history is wrong. We are aliens too. And that's what it's going to be. And then they'll be like, here's your Soylent Green. It's people. It's made of people. Crazy, crazy movie. All right. So, let's see. There was a post July 9th of 2025 by Arctic Mysteries with satellite imagery alleging a structure 200 meters long near Lake Vostok. It's always Lake Vostok if you follow this stuff. It's always there. No official expedition planned per a July 2025 denial. X threads suggest a base from the Third Reich, but that is unconfirmed. Image resolution is too low for conclusive analysis. So, could there be possible ties to a pre-flood civilization? Who knows? Is that possible? I don't know. Remember, Plato is the one who references Atlantis in history like that, usually around 9600 BC. And the global flood myths. There's the global flood myth. And I know that many of you who've been around for a very long time know that the whole antediluvian world is a fascination to me. Predominantly the global flood myths and how they all kind of converge in one place at one time. The Ark lands in Anatolia, on Mount Ararat in what is now modern Turkey. And you got people like Ron Wyatt who claimed, oh, no, I found Noah's Ark. Oh, no, I found the Ark of the Covenant. Dude, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Stop playing. So I don't think anybody's going to find that kind of stuff. It's probably lost to the ages. Who knows? But the whole pre-flood world is fascinating. What kind of creatures lived here? What kind of level of intelligence would such beings have? Or was it diminished to some degree so they could coexist with humans? But I don't know. That's weird. In the Islamic tradition, jinn hold kind of a similar place. I guess they were banished to another world for their transgressions against the earth and kind of put aside. I don't know. Lots of historical rabbit holes to go down left and right. But could there be links to these ancient civilizations? I don't know. That's really what I love the most. The idea that there was something that was always around and that was discovered and rediscovered, and that some of these things are so old that we're just not privy to the truth about them. Who knows? Who knows what their possibility? The possibilities are endless, just absolutely endless. Okay. Here is some statistics regarding this. Atlantis, Great Flood myths, like Gilgamesh, Utnapishtim, he survives the flood. He's basically Noah. Archaeologists archaeologists propose natural formations, not structures, and debate intensified by a July 2025 TED Talk on lost worlds. So I don't know much about these TV shows to care, but yeah, there's some interesting stuff going on here. Okay, well, there you go. Moving right along. More statistics here. By July 2025, there was a TED Talk on lost worlds, and 30% of users online support pre-flood theory. Natural formations or modern fabrications can't be ruled out just yet, though. Geologists suggest the Cuban pyramid may be limestone carts. Antarctica claim may be linked to ice patterns per a July 2025 study. Fabrications include photoshopped images of X, detected 10% of the time. Lack of artifacts undermines structural claims, and verification delays by 2025. Funding cuts to expeditions. So which ancient site, if I had to ask you guys, which ancient site do you find the most fascinating? Which one do you think? For me, that's kind of tough. There are many places, and you know what? Let's do that. Let's kind of say this kind of thing. There are many places in the world I want to visit. I think if I had the option to really choose, I would want to take one of those old-timey trains through the mountains into Transylvania, just to say that I did it. And that would be really rad. So that would be pretty cool. I think you'd see a lot along the way. A lot of trees, probably a lot of trees. Probably not a lot of friendly folks who don't want your silliness around, but who knows? There are a lot of beautiful places in the world. Be fun to see. I think that's pretty cool. But which ancient one do you want to see? I don't know. I don't know if I could just pick one. I don't know. I'd probably have to be the Sphinx pyramids like that. That for me probably it. But Stonehenge. I don't know if I really care all that much about Stonehenge. I got a lot of questions about Stonehenge. When did that really go up? What was going on there before? Those things are pretty heavy. So I don't know. I know that they kind of found it in shambles and they kind of restored it, but I don't know. I question it. I question the whole thing. But that's what you got to do in this day and age. Okay. We got to see what ancient sites people are responding with. Let's roll on down. Roll on down. I have just determined that I am dipping out, folks. I am dipping out. It's been a long day of work, and I realized I just zoned out completely. So I think it's probably best that I, in the spirit of continuing this stream, I'm going to take a 3-minute break here and go refresh and come on back. I'm going to continue these topics, okay? If I begin to dip out again, in the event that occurs, then I would instruct Tina then to contact me directly via the cellular phone to revive me from my slumber so that I can then effectively wrap up the stream. So we're going to continue to fight forward. I'm sorry I zoned out. That was very unprofessional of me. I'm glad I caught myself and I wasn't snoring and drooling and I hit my face in the desk the other day. Long and short of it, I've really been battling a sleep disorder, and it sucks. It sucks. All right. Oh wait, another super chat from Hey, I'm gonna play some games. Eye of the Sahara, no question. That'd be a good one. The Eye of the Sahara, that would definitely be a good one. I don't know. Like I think Angkor Wat would be cool. I think that like the pyramids would be cool. Yeah, I don't know. The pyramids are like probably my top. Pyramids are probably my top. Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably go with pyramids at the top of my list. I would love to discover the tomb of Alexander the Great. That would be wild. You know, nobody knows where that is. Dude conquered the known world by the time he was 21. Nobody knows where his tomb is. Nobody knows. And then Julius Caesar went there, and still nobody knows where the tomb of Alexander the Great is. All right, listen. I just need a couple minutes, if you don't mind. I'm just going to take a quick little break. I'm going to run a little background music, nice and soft, and pop my screen off. And I'm just going to step away, refresh, and come right back. And we're going to wrap up the rest of these topics. I am thankful that you're still here. I appreciate you hanging out, even though I'm dipping out. But I'll be right back. Okay, thank you for your patience. Here we go. Let me remember how to do this. I got to go back to this thing. Oh, yeah. Jake Carr also said Angkor Wat. Pretty good, pretty good. What else we got? Greece, yeah. Greece. Let's see. El Dorado, the Lost City. Tower again. Edgar Casey's writings on the Essenes and Atlantis. Yeah. I've read that stuff too. All right, hold up. I'll be back. Gotta do that. And we'll do Oh my goodness, don't look at my hair. I comb it with a newspaper. Goodness gracious. Okay. I'm desperately in need of a haircut. Desperately in need of a haircut. All right, am I back? Can you guys hear me okay? All right. I think we're back up and running. Let me check the chat to make sure you guys can hear me. All right, we're back again. A lot of chatting going on here. Hey, I want to play some games. I'm deeply satisfied right now. I'm sitting next to a fire pit, chilling. Well, that's good. That's good. Little mellow melodies to lull you asleep the way I am. Lulling myself to sleep. Yeah, like I said, I've got like this sleep disorder. It's been pretty crappy. Been going on for quite a while. I'm not really a big fan of it. So, managing, trying to get by. It is what it is. Let's see here. Let's get back to my notes. Don't know why they're not there. Fiddly dee. Fiddly dee, fiddly doo. Got a couple more topics to get through. Another monster gonna keep on trying until they run out of cake. Hey, another monster. How you been? What's going on? Been a minute. Sorry about the dozing off, folks. I'm very unprofessional of me. How uncouth. So disrespectful. Here I am sleeping away, my nipples protruding. Just abominable. All right, let's go. Let's do it. That's like SpongeBob. Okay. Next up, we're going to talk about some psychic phenomenon. A July 2025 web trend on psychic predictions concerning a 2025 solar event, which is unconfirmed by NASA. These were circulating rumors. A prediction by Cosmic Seer on the 7th of July 2025 cites a solar flare on August 15th. Now, I'm sure a lot of guys are going to be churning out bread and butter videos about this coming solar flare. That'll never happen. This so-called seer claims 80% accuracy on their former predictions. NASA, however, has no update about any unusual solar activity. This trend gained 20,000 retweets in 48 hours, and it's tied to a 2025 astrology app surge per web data. A lot of people are getting into the crystals and the rocks and the tarot cards. The world is hungry for spirituality, and the world has become so material for us, and so seeking the comfort of something bigger than themselves. So yes, absolutely. There's been a marked 15% increase in psychic consultation bookings in 10 major U.S. cities. The average cost is $50 an hour, with 5,000 bookings reported. Reasons would be personal crisis, like a job loss, romance, all these things. The economic uncertainty also boosts interest in these kind of answers. They seem like quick, easy answers. And 60% of those polled believed in psychic validity. There are parallels. So you got Nostradamus with their vague quatrains. And they can be reinterpreted for 2025. Quatrain 1072 is linked to the 2025 floods per a July 2025 blog. And I think that is just beyond the pale. I don't think you should mess with any of what was going on. That is gut wrenching to me about all that stuff. And that's all I'll say about that. And I think anybody who tries to make a point on that kind of tragedy, that kind of natural disaster, that kind of calamity, that kind of level of loss, especially for those so young, they shouldn't do that. That's not proper. But the aforementioned quatrain was originally written in 1555. So, I mean, you can interpret it pretty broadly. There are threads all over the internet that illustrate the connection between Nostradamus quatrains and climate narratives. But scholars dismiss any coincidences. 25% of internet users share new Nostradamus theories on a regular basis. Now, the thing is, a lot of times these predictions really do rely on coincidences. There is no real scientific evidence for any of this. It could be a product of cognitive bias. It's tough to track any kind of success beyond 60 days. There's a lot of hoaxes. There's been a lot of hoaxes for a long time. I'm thinking about the era of spiritualism and mediums and ectoplasm and seances. A lot of that was going on. The Fox sisters, all that crazy stuff. NASA is planning a 2025 debunking webinar on psychic claims. Why is NASA getting involved in what psychics are claiming? Why are they spending money on that? Okay. Now, here's the thing. I want to know, do any of you, let's do another poll. Put up a poll. Put up a poll. Let's do it. Put up a poll. I don't even do that anymore. Where's that thing? Okay, here we go. All right. New poll. I can't see. There we go. Our psychic power is real. Let's start the poll. Polls up. Our psychic power is real. I want to know what you guys think. Are there anything such real as psychic powers? Oh, do you think the psychic powers are real? Do you think there's out there mind reading and psychic seeing, visions and dreams telling the future, deja vu manifest in the powers of the psychic? How are the results looking? We got a lot of yeses coming in. Don't forget to vote, everybody. How many of you have seen psychics? How many of you got a personal prediction story? Anybody? And we got a story of psychics. Fill us in on your psychic encounter. I once had an encounter with a gypsy who cursed me by rubbing my face and saying the word thinner. And then I couldn't stop eating. Which is why I'm the plump specimen before you today. All right. Now, I want to get into some alternative histories, the rewriting of the past. Oh man, am I still here? Does this crash again? Oh my goodness, why does this keep happening? How does that keep happening? This wasn't happening last time. Golly God, darn it. All right, we're back. We're back in action. Like the Looney Tunes. Rewriting the past, that's where we were. Lost Atlantic colony in the Mediterranean. However, it's unproven. There have been sonar images that were posted on July 10th online regarding a lost Atlantean colony. Claims of a settlement off Crete dated to 10,000 BC. However, there's no archaeological confirmation per the 2025 denial. Over 15,000 likes in 24 hours. Tied to a drive, it was tied to a drive for expedition crowdfunding. There was also a web article on rewritten Egyptian timelines, changing 3,000 BC dates, suggesting a 5,000 BC origin per a fringe archaeologist. And based on new carbon dating of Giza relics, pending review. Challenges mainstream Egyptology per a July 2025 debate on X, supported by 10% of X users per a poll on July 11th, sparking a 2025 revisionist history movement online. Now, there are a lot of suppressed histories and esoteric claims from some of the most fringe scholars. The Vatican may hold 2025 unreleased scrolls, which is unverified. This is tied to the belief that there was a alleged leak of photos that was debunked. A Fringe scholar cited a 2025 book, Hidden Ages, which gave the book a boost up to 50% in sales. Mainstream historians call it pseudo-history per word. The 2025 conspiracy culture is being fueled by X, many believe. Historical content in 19th century alternative histories, Ignatius Donnelly's Atlantis, the antediluvian world in 1882. It influenced the 2025 X trends on lost continents. So that's crazy. Look, I've known about the Atlantis, the antediluvian world for a very long time. It's been around since 1882. But then if you ask people in the modern day if they know anything about it, they might have a T-shirt of it and not even know what it is. Like, it's crazy. Revived in pop culture in 2025, although rejected by science. Linked to a 2025 sci-fi film per a web-based report. And 40% of users on X find it plausibly. Okay. I did it again, didn't I? I did. All right. I know when to call it quits. Listen, I appreciate you showing up. I obviously have run out of gas. So we're going to put a pin in this. How long have we been at it? Let's see. Almost 2 hours. So I gave it my all, folks. I gave it my all. I really did. I was shooting for the stars, but I only hit the moon. And I'm going to have to accept that. Not everybody gets to play in the major leagues, right? So that's what we're going to do. Okay. Well, I got to say, I'm a bit disappointed. I don't want to bail out, but I don't want to keep falling asleep on you here. This is ridiculous. I ain't got the pep in me anymore. Oh, my goodness. Hey, I'm going to play some games for $19.99. Most people won't believe me unless they've had a chance to sit down with me for a few hours to talk. But I sincerely get psychic channels through music. Day before floods, I felt the need to blast Stevie RB's Texan Flood 24/7. Well, thank you very much for the super chat there. Everyone play some games. I find the belief in psychic phenomenon to be based in a lot of evidence personally. I think that there is truth to the idea that there is a psychic ability innate in all people. And with that in mind, I think it is possible that a person could cultivate these abilities. I think that you really could work on cultivating and expanding them. I believe remote viewing is real specifically. So I think there's definitely that capability within people. So I want to say thank you. Let's see. We got to wrap up the poll. Oh my God, my arm is crazy out of whack. Our psychic power is real. 88% of you believe yes, and 12% believe no. We're going to wrap up the poll. And with that, we're going to wrap up the show. So listen, I'm going to say thank you to our live chat moderator, Miss Tina Tomazuski. I want to thank every member of the audience who turned out tonight to tune in and hang out and whip it out and show up with the poll up or whatever it was I said earlier. Stand up with the man up. I don't know. Some nonsense, Jack. Let's move right along. I want to say some thank yous here. So let's get the list up. First of all, welcome Red Monarch, new member of the community. Means new membership. Red Monarch has now become a channel member, rather. A longtime member of the community, but now a channel member. Thank you for signing up there, Red Monarch. Also, Ginger Viking Jesus, and again, Red Monarch for the super chat. Three-Edged Sword, Guru Augie, Ralji. Hey, I'm going to play some games. Deranged Lunatic. I think I got you all. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you very much. You guys want to know what the leaderboard is? Let's figure it out. Let's do it. Let's look before I go. So the top fan of the night, this because it resets every show. Resets all the time. Top fan. We're going to do the top 5. At number 5, Jonathan Rodriguez. At number 4, Miss Tina Tomazuski. At number 3, it's Mr. Red Monarch. Coming in number 2 is Guru Augie. And the number one top fan for the stream tonight with the most interaction of anybody was Ginger Viking Jesus, according to the fan rating on this YouTube thing. I don't know what that's all about. Honorable mention to every one of you for being here. I'm so thankful for all of you. Just trying to get back on track, So working at it a little bit every day at a time, trying to find the passion again, get back into the action again, and deliver some quality info and entertainment for you guys to enjoy, at least on a weekly basis now. So fingers crossed, we're going to keep plowing ahead. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you all. Thank you. You were all very generous tonight. I'm moved. Thank you. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thank you all for tuning in. We will be back again next week, and I'm really going to do my damnedest to do something more than just the live stream. So keep your fingers crossed and pray for me. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Dark Sayings. I'm your host, Pete. Until next time.